A dog saves a little girl's life just as she was about to be attacked by a bull that's out of control, seeing the danger the dog steps in front of her, but ends up being hit. On the last day of school, Lily said goodbye to her friends with her eyes sparkling with happiness for the long-awaited vacation. The summer heat warmed the air as she ran into her mother's arms. Helena, a devoted mother, welcomed Lily with a warm smile, eager to hear all about her last day of school. Her eyes revealed the love and tenderness of a mother who cared deeply about her daughter's happiness. As Lily told her adventures, Helena embraced her affectionately, sharing the little girl's contagious joy. Both Helena and Lily started to chat while the doorbell sounded. Helena got up and went to the door after the ringing of the doorbell, announcing the arrival of a mail carrier with a special delivery. It was a package from Amazon, another new set of outdoor games, and some picnic utensils they had thought of ordering for their outdoor vacation. The delivery was a delightful surprise that would add extra excitement to their plans. Helena quickly brought the package inside and opened it, showing Lily the colorful items that would be part of their adventures. Lily's excitement grew as she imagined playing with the new games in the country house's garden. While Helena and Lily were busy with the package, Ronald emerged from his home office holding a stack of documents. He had been working hard to ensure everything was in order for their trip, including the final confirmations for their rental and making sure that their timetable was set. He had encountered a few last-minute issues that required immediate attention, and his busy day had left him feeling frazzled. He had to resolve a discrepancy with the vacation home's booking that had caused a delay. Ronald's face showed the strain of the long day, but when he saw Lily's eager face and Helena's joyful reaction to the package, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. Not to let their planned vacation go up in smoke, Ronald took a deep breath and started calling in order to fix the booking problem. He had to calm down Helena and made her believe that nothing was wrong and they are still on course for the trip. Besides doing that, he also sought the help of the family in coming up with their checklist for packing and confirm all the things that they needed for travel. Fortunately for him, he was able to fix it in time and sort the issue out with the rental. With that, Helena let out a sigh of relief and thanked him for his help. While she proceeded to go to the living room, the rest of the details were finished between Ronald and Lily with regard to their vacation. Ronald hopefully looked at his family and he had tired eyes. Ronald was wondering how they managed to do that when he himself wished he could be there, together with them. His earlier tiredness seemed to have disappeared as he joked with Lily and Helena and how they were going to spend their vacation. The warmth of the family's togetherness made the stress of the day seem trivial. Ronald's understanding of the value of family time deepened, and he felt a renewed sense of purpose in making this vacation memorable for everyone. In another room, her father Ronald was busy in his makeshift home office, but he interrupted his chores to join the family celebration. His eyes, tired but full of affection, met Lily. He understood the importance of moments like these and decided to dedicate an entire week to his family, even if it meant a temporary break from work. The couple had decided to plan a short vacation to the country house. The property, with its lush garden and the gentle sound of birds, was enthusiastically described by Ronald, who could already imagine the days of peace and relaxation. Little Lily, with her curious eyes, absorbed every detail of the conversation. She imagined the adventures that await them, creating in her childish mind a magical scenario of fun and laughter. The family, immersed in the harmony of this moment, nurtured the promise of a week that would remain in their memories forever. While her parents prepared the suitcases and the car to go on their new adventure, Lily ran into the backyard and started playing with her faithful friend, Donut, a giant dog with soft fur and loyal eyes who dedicated all his cuteness to his little owner. The dog's tail wagged, expressing his happiness at meeting his longtime friend again. Lily's eyes, filled with admiration, reflected the affection and trust she placed in her faithful companion. The relationship between the two was deeper than words could express, a friendship that was built up over the years since Lily was just a baby. While Lily joined Donut in front, Helena and Ronald spent time making a couple of last preparations in their travel. After that, Helena put the rest of the items into the car the right way, so that nothing would move around during the drive. She looked through the list once again to make sure there was nothing they would need in their vacations missing. This she did in a very orderly manner, so that every article is in its rightful position, as well as to make sure that all the items are properly packed and closed. Some of the things that she packed included a surprise for Lily, which was new colorful kite kits for flying in the open fields at the country house, and a cooler with snacks and drinks for the trip. Helena also saw it wise to perform a quick safety measure by also packing a mini emergency box, knowing how much this would help. At the same time, Ronald was dealing with a number of final preparations. He looked at car tires and saw that they were all right. He knew he would need them for a long trip. He went to pump the gas. He saw that the windshield wipers were not functioning as they should, so he had to return inside. Besides, he took time to change the wiper blades with new ones in preparation of rainy weather, so as to have clear visions whenever it rains. Ronald then ensured the car has the general location of the intended destination, with additional features of some other sites of interest that can be visited on the way, hence adding an extra twist in the trip. Just to make the drive as comfortable as possible, he even tested the climate control or the air conditioning to make sure all the passengers are comfortable during summer. As Ronald worked, he noticed Lily and Donut frolicking in the yard. He paused for a moment, taking in the heartwarming scene. It reminded him of how important these moments were. Not just the vacation itself, but the simple joys of spending time together as a family. He decided to join them, taking a break from his tasks to play a quick game of fetch with Lily and Donut. The sight of Lily laughing and Donut bounding after the ball brought a smile to Ronald's face, reinforcing his determination to make this trip special for everyone. Helena watched the scene with a contented smile, appreciating Ronald's effort in the shared happiness of their family. She called out to Ronald to let him know that everything was ready and that they could start loading the last few items into the car. Ronald quickly wrapped up his tasks and helped Helena with the final preparations. As a final touch, Ronald and Helena decided to take a moment to surprise Lily with a new travel game they had bought. They set it up on the car's back seat, where Lily would soon discover it. The game was designed to keep her entertained and engaged during the trip, adding an extra layer of excitement to their journey. Just before they were about to leave, Ronald noticed that the sky was taking on a beautiful golden hue as the sun began to set. He suggested they take a quick family photo in front of the car to commemorate the start of their vacation. With the camera set up on a tripod, they posed together with smiles and excitement, capturing the anticipation of their upcoming adventure. As they finally closed the trunk and locked the house, Helena checked her watch and realized they were slightly behind schedule. She suggested a quick detour to a nearby bakery they had always wanted to try. Ronald agreed to make a brief stop to grab some fresh pastries and treats to enjoy during their journey. The car was finally loaded with suitcases and the expectation of unforgettable days. Helena, with a radiant smile and eyes full of anticipation, carefully organized the luggage while Ronald made sure everything was safe and ready. Lily, with her backpack full of toys and a cozy blanket for Donut, could hardly contain her excitement. Next to her, the dog watched every move with curiosity. The car door opened and the little one climbed in excitedly, making sure her furry friend was comfortable by her side. And so, with everything ready, the journey began, the road stretching out before them like a ribbon unveiling unknown landscapes. Lily, restless in her chair, stared out of the window with sparkling eyes, absorbing each new scene that unfolded before them. Donut, with his tongue out and his snout in the wind, seemed to share her excitement, emanating joy and positive energy. When they arrived at a gas station to refuel, the family took the opportunity to stretch their legs and have a quick snack. Lily and Donut ran through the grass exploring the surroundings, while Helena and Ronald prepared some snacks for the trip. The moment was interrupted only by the sound of the engine starting, announcing that the journey was about to continue. With the landscape painted in shades of the twilight and light hearts, the family settled into the car after a pleasant trip. The family finally arrived at the country house, a place full of nature and peace. Helena, very excited, was already thinking of 1,000 outdoor activities such as picnics, hiking, and maybe fishing. She wanted the vacation to be an explosion of family adventures. Ronald, tired of the hustle and bustle of work, just wanted to take a break and relax. But the relaxing vacation atmosphere turned into a tense scenario when Helena, distracted, didn't notice Lily playing outside the house. The peace was interrupted by the sound of heavy hooves and a loud bellow, announcing a fearless bull from the farm next door. It turned out that Lily had thrown a little ball for Donut to fetch, and the excited dog ran to get it. But just then, a big imposing bull from the farm next door came up to Lily, scaring her with an angry look. The bull stared at the little girl, and Lily, poor thing, was paralyzed with fear. The backyard, which was supposed to be a quiet place, became the scene of an unexpected drama. The grass previously trampled by Lily's playing feet now witnessed the commotion caused by the unexpected presence of a bull. It was as if paradise had become a test of courage, but this time Lily, not realizing the extent of the danger, tried to run away and go back into the house, but it was at that moment that the bull saw the girl's action as a threat and attacked her. Donut, who by now was returning with the toy in his mouth, saw the desperate scene and instinctively jumped in front of the little girl to save her life. Jumping in front of the girl, Donut attacked the bull, who, frightened by the strong warrior and trying to defend himself, hit the dog on the head with his big hooves. The big bull ran away while Lily ran into the house asking for help as Donut was badly hurt. Seeing her daughter crying and frightened, Helena couldn't understand what had happened. The poor little girl could only cry and say the name of her friend Donut. When her father heard the screaming, he ran into the living room and saw his daughter's condition. The couple, realizing the seriousness of the situation, rushed to the backyard to help Donut. When they came across, the dog passed out on the floor. Despair set in. Helena, heartbroken, tried to calm little Lily down, while her father, with the desperation of someone who has seen someone in the family hurt, took the dog in his arms. They didn't think twice about going to the nearest vet. The scene in the vet's waiting room was intense. The place smelled of disinfectant and had that sound of barking and meowing that only those who have been there know. There was anguish on the faces of the family, who still didn't know what happened, and Lily, frightened, just couldn't find the words to explain, while the dog was being treated. Ronald took out his cell phone and decided to look at the footage from the house's security cameras. As he watched Lily's best friend facing the bull like a human shield to protect the girl, his heart squeezed. Ronald's chest tightened, his eyes watered, and he started crying like a child. The waiting room became an emotional battleground, and Lily, her eyes full of tears, held her mother's hand tight. And Ronald, thinking of the heroic act of his faithful friend, feared that Donut would not be able to resist the injuries he had suffered. And so in the midst of this mixture of emotions and uncertainties, all the family could do was hope for a happy ending to this story. At this very moment, when Ronald was watching the video replay, the sound of numerous people run into the waiting room. Another pet, a large and overly sensitive German Shepherd, had just entered with its owner. The poor dog was obviously upset and only growling louder and getting more agitated, which really didn't help to ease the tension. The German Shepherd had been involved in a serious car accident, and the owner, a young woman visibly shaken, was desperately trying to get the attention of the veterinary staff. The woman, clutching her dog's leash with trembling hands, was overwhelmed by the urgency of the situation. Both her eyes were big and round with terror as she called to the receptionist to bring her help immediately. The German Shepherd was panting too much, and its fur showed that the injuries were really severe. The situation in the room escalated as everyone became alert, and within a few seconds, several of the veterinarians and the nurses ran to the scene. The noise and chaos caused by the new arrival led to a ripple of concern among the waiting families. Ronald, trying to distract Lily and keep her calm, noticed that the German Shepherd's owner was having difficulty explaining the situation to the vet. Taking a deep breath, Ronald approached the woman, offering her some reassuring words and suggesting she sit down to compose herself while they awaited the vet's attention. His attempt to help, even in the midst of his own distress, showed the depth of his empathy and kindness. A few hours later, the vet came into the waiting room and told the family that the dog was being medicated and that he had suffered a very serious trauma and would have to stay in the clinic for a few days. In those days of Donut's recovery, the family became a kind of team united by a common cause, the improvement of the four-legged hero. Lily, although small, showed surprising maturity. She stayed by Donut's side, telling stories and singing nursery rhymes as if her presence could help his recovery. Ronald, who used to be tough, turned out to be a soft-hearted dad. He spent hours by Donut's side talking to him as if the dog understood every word in his eyes. Gratitude mixed with concern creating a deeper connection with his four-legged friend. Helena brought homemade treats and soft blankets to make Donut's recovery environment as comforting as possible. She even created a special corner in the clinic with photos of their home and Lily, hoping to provide a sense of familiarity for Donut. Ronald, meanwhile, delved into researching the best ways to support Donut's healing process. He spent hours learning about pet recovery techniques and preparing nutritious meals and supplements for when Donut came home. During this time, Lily showed surprising maturity for her age. Though deeply saddened by her friend's condition, she channeled her energy into supporting Donut. She created a handmade Get Well Soon card filled with drawings and messages of love. After a few days, the pillow was removed and Donut was discharged and went home with her family. And before the normal routine, the family returned back to the country house to pick up things that belonged to them there. After days of worrying and caring for Donut, Lily was showing the meaning of life in her own and special way. Their beauty, once blazing with the light of innocence, was now replaced with the knowledge of the world, which she had been through. Thus, she got to know that her friend's love was unconditional, and this knowledge played a role of building a foundation in her worldview. Helena and Ronald had started perceiving Donut not just as a pet, but as a member of their family who they needed very much. The constant worry, the sleepless nights contributed to a deeper connection with the animal. Donut proved that dogs really are man's best friend, or rather Lily's best friend. And if you like this story, I'm sure the next video that pops up on your screen will move you too. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. See you in the next heartwarming story.